My best friend said, "You're too sensitive about everything," until her boyfriend did the same thing to her and she came crying to me. Brooke had been telling me this for months. When I got upset that my cousin Talia borrowed my car without asking and returned it with an empty tank, Brooke rolled her eyes. "It's just gas money. Why do you always make everything a big deal?" When I confronted my roommate Whitney for eating my labeled leftovers for the third time, Brooke sighed. "You're being dramatic. It's just food." The pattern was exhausting. Every boundary I tried to set, every frustration I voiced, Brooke dismissed as me being too sensitive, too emotional, too much. Meanwhile, her boyfriend Damien could do no wrong. When he showed up 2 hours late to her birthday dinner without calling, she made excuses. When he forgot their anniversary entirely, she laughed it off. "He's just not great with dates," she'd say. I bit my tongue, pointed out gently that maybe he should try harder. "You're projecting your trust issues onto my relationship," Brooke snapped. "Not everyone is as high maintenance as you." That stung, but I let it go because she was my best friend since freshman year. We'd survived bad roommates, worse boyfriends, and everything in between together. Then last Tuesday, Brooke called me at 11 p.m., sobbing so hard I could barely understand her. "Can you come over, please? I need you." I drove to her apartment in my pajamas, found her on the couch, mascara running down her face, surrounded by wadded tissues. "What happened?" I asked, sitting beside her. "Damien," she choked out. "I told him I needed him to be more present, that I felt like he didn't prioritize me, and he said," she dissolved into fresh sobs. "He said I was too sensitive about everything, that I make everything a bigger deal than it needs to be." The irony wasn't lost on me. I held her while she cried, stroking her back. Part of me wanted to say I told you so, but I didn't, because that's not what friends do. "I'm sorry," I said instead. "That must have really hurt." "It did," she whispered. "And the worst part? He said if I can't handle basic relationship stuff without getting emotional, maybe I'm not mature enough for this." I felt anger rising in my chest, not just at Damien, but at the months of dismissing my feelings while defending him. "That's manipulative," I said carefully. "Is it?" Brooke looked at me with red-rimmed eyes. "Or am I actually being too sensitive?" This was my moment. I could unload everything I'd been holding back, tell her how it felt to have my boundaries dismissed while she excused Damien's behavior, but something stopped me. "You're not too sensitive," I said firmly. "You're having a normal reaction to being dismissed." Brooke nodded, wiping her eyes. "I think I need to break up with him." "I'll support whatever you decide," I told her. She squeezed my hand. "Thank you for being here. I know I haven't always," she trailed off. "I haven't been the best friend lately. We'll talk about that," I said. "But not tonight." She fell asleep on my shoulder around 1 a.m. I stayed awake, thinking about all the times she'd invalidated my feelings, about whether I should forgive her so easily, about what would happen when she woke up and had to face the reality of her relationship. Then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. I opened it and my blood ran cold. The message contained a photo of Damien and Talia at a restaurant, holding hands across the table. The timestamp showed it was taken 3 hours ago, right when Brooke had called me crying. My stomach dropped as I realized what this meant. Why Damien had suddenly started calling Brooke too sensitive. Why Talia had been acting strange lately, avoiding my calls. I looked down at Brooke sleeping peacefully, unaware that everything was about to get so much worse. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below. I stared at that photo for maybe 10 minutes. Just stared. The restaurant was Antonio's, the expensive Italian place downtown where Damien had taken Brooke for their 6-month anniversary. Talia was wearing the necklace I'd given her last Christmas, the one she'd claimed to have lost. My hands shook as I zoomed in on the image. Their fingers were intertwined. Damien's thumb traced circles on her palm the same way he used to do with Brooke during movies. The intimacy was unmistakable. Another text came through. "Thought you should know. They've been together for 2 months. A friend. 2 months. I did the math. That meant it started right after Talia borrowed my car, the day she'd been so flustered when she returned it, making weird excuses about where she'd been. I'd assumed she was embarrassed about the empty tank. Brooke stirred against my shoulder. I quickly locked my phone screen. My mind raced through possibilities. Should I wake her now? Show her the photo while she was already devastated? Or wait until morning when she might be stronger? The decision was made for me when my phone buzzed again. This time, it wasn't a text. It was a call from Talia. I carefully extracted myself from under Brooke, leaving her sleeping on the couch, and stepped into the kitchen to answer. "Hey," Talia said, her voice artificially bright. "You up?" "It's 1:30 in the morning," I said flatly. "What do you want?" Silence. Then, "I just wanted to talk. We haven't talked in forever. I wonder why that is." More silence. I heard background noise. A car door shutting. Damien's voice saying something I couldn't make out. "Are you with him right now?" I asked. "With who?" But her voice cracked. "Don't insult me, Talia. I know. I have photos." I heard her sharp intake of breath. "It's not what you think." "Really?" "Because it looks exactly like what I think. It looks like you're sleeping with my best friend's boyfriend." "Ex-boyfriend," she corrected. "They broke up tonight." "They didn't break up. He manipulated her into thinking she was the problem so he could be with you guilt-free." "That's not—" "Look, you don't understand. What Damien and I have, it's different. It's real." I laughed. Actually laughed. "That's what every affair partner thinks. Did he tell you that you're not like other girls? That Brooke doesn't understand him?" "He didn't have to tell me. I could see it. She was always nagging him, always demanding more attention. I'm not like that." "You're 23 years old, Talia. He's 31, and 2 months ago, he was supposedly in love with Brooke. Do you really think you're special? Age doesn't matter when it's real love." "Jesus Christ." I pressed my palm against my forehead. "Does your mom know?" "Don't tell her," Talia said quickly. "Please. She wouldn't understand." "No. She probably wouldn't understand why her daughter became a homewrecker." "That's not fair. Brooke and Damien's relationship was already over. He told me they've been unhappy for months." "Is that what he told you?" I was pacing now, trying to keep my voice down. Because 2 weeks ago, Brooke was planning a surprise for their anniversary. She bought tickets to that comedy show he wanted to see. She was happy, Talia. She was in love with him. People can pretend. You're right. Damien's been pretending to be a decent human being this whole time. Talia's voice hardened. Why do you even care? You never liked him anyway. You were always trying to turn Brooke against him. I tried to point out that he treats her like garbage. Turns out I was right. Whatever. I didn't call to fight with you. Then why did you call? Another pause. I wanted you to hear it from me, before someone else told you. How considerate. Except I found out from a stranger who had the decency to send me proof. Who sent you photos? Her voice rose. Was it Kendall? That bitch has been trying to cause problems since... It doesn't matter who sent them. What matters is that they're real. I heard Damien in the background again. Is that her? Give me the phone. No, it's fine. I can handle... But there was rustling, and then Damien's voice filled my ear. Listen, what Talia and I have is none of your business. You made it my business when you lied to my best friend. I didn't lie. Brooke and I grew apart. These things happen. You're sleeping with her cousin behind her back, while telling her she's too sensitive for having normal emotional reactions. That's between me and Brooke. Except you involved Talia, my family. Talia's an adult. She can make her own choices. She's a kid who doesn't know any better. And you're a manipulative asshole who's using her the same way you used Brooke. Fuck you, he said calmly. You're just jealous because nobody wants you. You sit around judging everyone else's relationships while you can't maintain one yourself. The words hit harder than they should have, because there was a grain of truth there. I'd been single for 2 years. Every relationship I tried to build fell apart because I saw red flags everywhere. At least I'm not a cheater, I said. I didn't cheat. Brooke and I are done. You started this 2 months ago. Nothing physical happened until tonight. You're a liar. Believe what you want. He hung up. I stood in Brooke's kitchen, phone still pressed to my ear, listening to the dial tone. My whole body was shaking. I wanted to throw something, break something. Instead, I opened my messages and looked at the photo again. The unknown number had sent 2 more images while I was on the phone. One showed Damien and Talia kissing in a parking lot. The other was a screenshot of text messages between them, dated 6 weeks ago. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Brooke's working late again. We'll have the whole afternoon, followed by suggestive emojis. 6 weeks. Not 2 months like Talia claimed. 6 weeks of sneaking around. 6 weeks of lies. I forwarded all the photos to my own email. Then I screenshot the conversation with the unknown number. Evidence. Just in case. When I returned to the living room, Brooke was sitting up, rubbing her eyes. Hey, what time is it? Almost 2 a.m. now. God, I fell asleep on you. I'm sorry. She noticed my expression. What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. This was it. The moment I'd have to tell her. I sat down beside her, phone in hand. Brooke, something happened. And I need you to prepare yourself. Her face went pale. Is someone hurt? Is it my mom? No, nothing like that. I took a breath. I got some photos. Of Damien. Photos? What kind of photos? I handed her my phone, watched her face as she processed what she was seeing. The color drained from her cheeks. Her hands started trembling. When was this taken? She whispered. Tonight. About 3 hours ago. She zoomed in on Talia's face. Is that? Yeah, it's Talia. Brooke scrolled to the next photo. The kissing one. Her breath came in short gasps. How long? At least 6 weeks. Maybe longer. She scrolled to the text messages. Read them, then read them again. When she looked up at me, her eyes were dry. Empty. Your cousin, she said flatly. I'm so sorry. Your cousin Talia. The one who borrowed your car. Yes. The one I defended. When you were upset about the gas money, I told you that you were being dramatic. I didn't say anything. Brooke stood up abruptly. I'm going to be sick. She made it to the bathroom just in time. I heard her retching. I filled a glass with water and waited outside the door. When she emerged 10 minutes later, her face was splotchy and red. She took the water, drank it all, then sat on the bathroom floor. I defended him to you, she said. Every single time you tried to tell me something was wrong, I defended him. You didn't know. I should have known. All those times he was late. All those excuses. And I believed him because the alternative was too painful. I slid down to sit beside her on the cold tile floor. I called you too sensitive, she continued. When you got upset about Talia taking your car. And the whole time she was probably going to meet him. Probably. God. Brooke let her head fall back against the wall. I'm such an idiot. You're not an idiot. You trusted someone you loved. I didn't just trust him. I chose him over you. Over our friendship. How many times did I dismiss your feelings because they conflicted with what I wanted to believe about Damien? I'd been keeping count. 17 times in the past 6 months. But I didn't say that. You were in love, I said instead. That's not an excuse. She looked at me. You deserved better. From both of us. Talia's not your responsibility. No, but I made it worse. I took his side when you were trying to set boundaries with her. I made you feel like you were the problem. We sat there in silence for a while. The bathroom light hummed overhead. Outside a car alarm went off, then stopped. I want to confront them, Brooke said finally. Tonight? No. I want to plan it. I want to make sure I say everything I need to say. And I want you there. Are you sure? You're the only person I trust right now. She grabbed my hand. Will you help me? I squeezed back. Of course. We spent the next hour strategizing. Brooke wanted to gather more evidence first. See how deep the lies went. I suggested checking Damien's location history on the app they shared, his credit card statements if she still had access, his social media activity. He's been tagging himself at the gym a lot lately, Brooke said, pulling up his Instagram. Wednesday nights, specifically. I checked the photos I'd received. The restaurant photo is from a Wednesday. So he's been lying about the gym. She scrolled back through weeks of posts. Every Wednesday for the past 2 months. That's when it started. Brooke's jaw clenched. And I never questioned it. He said he was trying to get in shape and I thought it was sweet. She went to their shared location app next. Damien's phone showed he was currently at his apartment, but when she checked the history, Wednesday nights showed him at various locations. Restaurants, a movie theater, even a hotel. A hotel, Brooke breathed. They went to a hotel. I'm sorry, she shook her head. Don't apologize. You didn't do this. She pulled up his credit card next. They'd shared an account for date nights, a joint card they both could use. The statement loaded. There were charges she didn't recognize. Flowers from a boutique she'd never heard of. Dinner at places they'd never gone together. A jewelry purchase for $340. He bought her jewelry, Brooke said, her voice dead, with our card. I looked at the date. 2 weeks ago. I helped pay for that, Brooke continued. I put money into that account, and he used it to buy gifts for her. The evidence kept piling up. Late-night Uber rides, hotel charges, restaurant bills for 2 on nights when Damien had claimed to be working late or at the gym. By 4 a.m., we had a comprehensive timeline. The affair had started 8 weeks ago, not 6 like Talia claimed. It began 3 days after Talia had attended Brooke's birthday party, the same party where Damien had shown up 2 hours late. He was with her that night, Brooke realized. At my own birthday. He kept me waiting while he was with her. I wanted to say something comforting, but what could I say? Every new detail made it worse. Brooke screenshot everything, sent copies to her email and mine. Then she deleted the evidence from her phone. I don't want to see it again until I'm ready, she said. What's the plan? I need to talk to my mom first. Get her perspective, then I'm going to confront them. Both of them. Together. When? This weekend. There's a family dinner at your aunt's house. Talia will be there. I'd forgotten about that. My Aunt Gloria hosted monthly dinners for the family. It was tradition, and skipping without a good excuse was considered rude. You want to do it there? In front of everyone? Why not? They humiliated me in private. I'm returning the favor in public. There was something cold in her voice. Something I'd never heard before. The heartbroken girl from earlier was gone. In her place was someone calculating. Someone angry. Okay, I said. I'll be there. We spent the rest of the night at her apartment. Brooke didn't want to be alone, and I didn't want to leave her. We dozed off around 5:20 a.m., her in her bed, me on the floor beside her. My phone woke me 3 hours later. Text from my mom. Don't forget dinner Sunday, 6:00 p.m. Aunt Gloria is making her famous lasagna. Perfect timing. I showed Brooke the message. She smiled grimly. Tell her we'll both be there. The next 2 days passed in a strange fog. Brooke went to work, functioned normally, even responded to Damien's texts with short, neutral replies. She didn't let on that anything was wrong. I want him comfortable, she explained, unsuspecting. Meanwhile, I dealt with Talia. She'd been texting me nonstop. Can we talk? Please don't be mad. I really care about him. I ignored all of it. On Saturday, she called. I let it go to voicemail. She called again and again. On the 4th attempt, I answered. What? Why won't you talk to me? She sounded genuinely hurt, as if she were the victim here. What exactly did you expect, Talia? That I'd congratulate you? I expected you to at least hear me out. I've heard enough. You're sleeping with your cousin's boyfriend. There's nothing else to understand. Ex-boyfriend. They broke up. Because of you. Because they weren't right for each other. I'm not the villain here. You're exactly the villain. You knew what you were doing. You went to her birthday party and smiled in her face while planning to steal her boyfriend. I didn't steal anyone. Damien made his own choice. He chose to cheat. It's not cheating if... Save it. I don't want to hear your justifications. Silence. Then, are you going to tell people? Why? You afraid of what they'll think? I'm afraid of you ruining this for me. For us. Damien and I are happy. Good for you. I hope it's worth it. It is. And eventually, everyone will understand. Even Brooke. I hung up. Blocked her number. Then I screenshot the call log and sent it to Brooke. She replied immediately. She's delusional. Completely. Tomorrow night is going to be therapeutic. I wasn't sure therapeutic was the right word, but I understood the sentiment. Sunday arrived. I picked Brooke up at 5:30. She'd dressed carefully. Nice jeans, a fitted black sweater, subtle makeup. She looked put together, calm. Only the white knuckles gripping her purse betrayed her nerves. You ready? I asked. I've been ready for days. We drove to Aunt Gloria's in silence. The house was already full when we arrived. My mom was in the kitchen helping with dinner. My dad and uncle were watching football in the living room. Cousins and siblings filled the spaces in between. And there, sitting on the couch like she belonged, was Talia. She saw us walk in. Her face went pale. She stood up quickly, nearly knocking over her drink. Hey, she said weakly. Brooke smiled. Actually smiled. Hi, Talia. Long time no see. Yeah, I've been busy. I bet. Brooke's smile didn't waver. We need to talk. Later. After dinner. Talia glanced toward the door, like she was considering bolting. I don't think that's a good idea. I insist. My Aunt Gloria swept in from the kitchen. Girls, so good to see you both. Brooke, honey, I didn't know you were coming. Last-minute decision, Brooke said warmly. I hope it's okay. Of course. You're always welcome. Now come, help me set the table. We followed her into the dining room. Talia stayed frozen on the couch, looking like she might throw up. Dinner was painful. 45 minutes of forced conversation while Brooke and I waited. Talia barely touched her food. She kept checking her phone under the table. Expecting a call? My mom asked. Just some friends, Talia mumbled. On a Sunday night? Must be important. It's nothing. Brooke caught my eye across the table. Her expression was serene. She was enjoying this, watching Talia squirm. After dessert, as people started clearing plates, Brooke stood. Actually, before everyone disperses, I have something I'd like to share. The room went quiet. All eyes turned to her. These past few weeks have been really illuminating, Brooke continued. I've learned a lot about who my real friends are and who I can trust. Talia's face had gone from pale to green. I've also learned some interesting things about my relationship. My ex-relationship, I should say. Brooke, Talia started. Maybe we should... No, I think everyone should hear this. Brooke pulled out her phone. See, I found out my boyfriend of 18 months has been cheating on me for 8 weeks. Gasps around the table. My mom's hand flew to her mouth. And the really special part? He's been cheating with someone in this room. All heads swiveled, looking around, searching for the culprit. Brooke's eyes locked on Talia. Want to tell them, or should I? Talia stood so abruptly her chair fell backward. This is not the time or place. Really? Because you had no problem conducting your affair at my birthday party, in my apartment while I was at work, at restaurants where my friends might see you, so I'd say a family dinner is perfectly appropriate. You don't understand, Talia said desperately. It's not what you think. I have photos, Brooke said calmly, and text messages, and credit card statements. Would you like me to share them? My uncle stood up. What's going on here? Your daughter has been sleeping with Brooke's boyfriend, I said flatly. For 2 months. The room exploded. Everyone talking at once. My Aunt Gloria clutching her pearls. My mom demanding to know if it was true. My dad looking confused. Talia burst into tears. He told me they were broken up. He said it was over. We had dinner plans last week, Brooke said. We were discussing moving in together. Does that sound broken up to you? He lied to me. He lied to both of us. But you knew what you were doing. You came to my home, met my friends, smiled to my face, all while screwing my boyfriend behind my back. I'm sorry. Talia was sobbing now. I'm sorry, okay? I made a mistake. You made a choice. Multiple choices. Every time you answered his call. Every time you met him somewhere. Every time you lied to cover it up. My Aunt Gloria had found her voice. Talia Marie, is this true? Talia just cried harder. I asked you a question. Yes. Okay, yes. But he said he loved me. He said we were going to be together. He's 8 years older than you, my uncle said. And he was in a relationship. Age doesn't matter when it's real love, Talia protested. I nearly laughed. She'd used the exact same line on me. Real love doesn't involve lying and sneaking around, my mom said sharply. Real love doesn't destroy other relationships. You don't understand, Talia wailed. None of you understand. Then explain it to us, Brooke said. Her voice was still calm, still controlled. Explain how you justified betraying your own family. She's not my family, Talia exploded. She's just someone who's been around forever. Someone who acts like she's better than everyone else. The room went silent. Wow, Brooke said softly. Tell me how you really feel. You want the truth? Fine. I'm sick of you. Sick of everyone acting like you're so perfect. Like your relationship was so great. It wasn't. Damien was miserable with you. Is that what he told you? Yes. And it's true. You're clingy and needy and you smother people. I'm nothing like you. That's why he chose me. Brooke pulled out her phone again, pulled up a text message. This is from Damien, sent 3 days ago. Can't wait to see you tonight, babe. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. I love you. She looked up. He sent that to me while he was sleeping with you. Talia's face crumpled. He's playing both of us. Brooke continued, telling me I'm the best while telling you I'm the worst. He's a liar, a cheater, and a manipulator. And you fell for it. He loves me, Talia insisted weakly. He doesn't love anyone but himself. Brooke pocketed her phone. But hey, maybe you're special. Maybe you're the one woman who can change him. Good luck with that. She turned to leave. I followed. Behind us, chaos erupted again. My aunt screaming at Talia. My uncle demanding answers. My mom trying to mediate. We made it to the car before Brooke broke down. She didn't cry. She just shook, her whole body trembling with suppressed rage and hurt. You did good, I said. I feel like I'm going to throw up. That's normal. Everyone saw me humiliated. Everyone saw you stand up for yourself. There's a difference. She leaned her head against the window. What now? Now you heal, and I'll be here for all of it. My phone started ringing. My mom. I ignored it. It rang again. My aunt. Ignored. Then my uncle. Then Talia. They're going to want explanations, Brooke said. They can wait. We drove to my apartment, ordered pizza, watched terrible reality TV. Around midnight, Brooke's phone lit up. A text from Damien. What the fuck did you do? Talia's hysterical. Her family is going insane. Did you seriously air our private business in public? Brooke showed me. I read it. Felt anger surge through me. Want me to respond? I asked. What would you say? I took her phone, typed, private business? You mean the affair you conducted with her cousin? That private business? Or the lies you told both of us? Be specific. Sent. He responded immediately. You had no right. Brooke grabbed the phone, typed, I had every right. You betrayed me, with my family, in my home, using money from our joint account. So yes, I told people, and I have zero regrets. You're going to regret this. Is that a threat? It's a fact. You just made yourself look unstable. I made you look like the cheater you are. If you don't like it, maybe don't cheat next time. I'm done with you. You and your drama. Thank God Talia showed me what I was missing. Enjoy her. She's all yours. Brooke blocked him. Then she looked at me. That felt good. It looked good from here. She smiled. Actually smiled. I think I'm going to be okay. I know you are. We fell asleep on my couch. When I woke up the next morning, Brooke was already up, making coffee in my kitchen. I'm going back to his place today, she announced. Getting my stuff. Want backup? Absolutely. We showed up at Damien's apartment at 10 a.m. His car was in the lot. So was another vehicle I recognized. Talia's. She's here, Brooke said flatly. Want to leave? No. I want my things. We went up. Brooke used her key. The apartment was quiet. Then we heard it. Giggling from the bedroom. Female laughter. Brooke walked straight to the bedroom door. Opened it without knocking. Damien and Talia were in bed, scrambling to cover themselves. Damien's face went from shocked to angry in seconds. What the hell? You can't just barge in here? It's still my apartment, Brooke said calmly. My name is on the lease. Remember? I want you out. Now. I'm getting my things. Then I'm calling the landlord to have my name removed from the lease, which means you'll need to qualify for this place on your own. Good luck with that on a bartender's salary. Damien's face went red. You vindictive bitch. I'm not vindictive. I'm practical. Why would I pay rent somewhere I don't live? Talia had pulled the sheet up to her chin. She looked mortified. Brooke, I'm sorry. I never meant. Save it. Brooke turned to me. Help me pack? We spent the next hour gathering Brooke's belongings. Clothes, books, toiletries, photos she'd framed, kitchen items she'd bought. We worked methodically while Damien and Talia stayed in the bedroom, arguing in hushed voices. As we loaded the last box into my car, Damien appeared. I hope you're happy. I'm getting there, Brooke said. You ruined everything. Talia's family won't talk to her. Her mom is threatening to cut her off, all because you couldn't handle a breakup like an adult. I handled it exactly as it deserved. We're in love. Can't you just be happy for us? Brooke laughed. Be happy that you cheated on me? Be happy that she betrayed her family? No, Damien. I can't be happy about that. You're just bitter. I'm just honest. There's a difference. He grabbed her arm, not hard enough to hurt, but firm enough to stop her. If you think you're better off without me, I stepped between them. Let her go. Mind your own business. She is my business. Now let go. He released Brooke, but his eyes stayed on me. You did this. You turned her against me. I didn't have to. You did that yourself. You poisoned her mind from day one. Convinced her I wasn't good enough. You proved that on your own. His jaw clenched. For a second, I thought he might actually hit me, but Talia appeared in the doorway. Damien, let it go. They're leaving. He turned away, walked back inside, slammed the door. Talia stayed on the steps. Brooke, wait. Brooke paused, car door open. I really am sorry, Talia said. I know that doesn't fix anything, but I need you to know. You're sorry you got caught. Brooke replied. Not sorry you did it. That's not true. If you were really sorry, you wouldn't be here right now, in his bed, continuing the relationship that destroyed ours. Talia opened her mouth, closed it. She had no defense. Tell yourself whatever you need to sleep at night, Brooke said. But don't pretend this is something it's not. You made your choice. Now live with it. We drove away. In my rearview mirror, I saw Talia standing on the steps watching us go. You okay? I asked. Yeah, I am. Brooke stared out the window. That's the weird part. I thought I'd be devastated, but I just feel free. That's good. He tried to make me feel crazy, like I was overreacting to everything, but I wasn't. My instincts were right. They usually are. We drove in silence for a while. Then Brooke said, I owe you an apology. You already apologized. No, I need to say this properly. She turned to face me. I dismissed your feelings for months, made you question yourself, took his side over yours, and I'm sorry. Really, truly sorry. Thank you. You tried to warn me. You saw what he was before I did, and instead of listening, I pushed you away. You were in love. It's hard to see clearly when you're in love. That's still not an excuse. You deserved better from me. You're here now. That's what matters. She squeezed my hand. I'm going to be a better friend. I promise. Over the next few weeks, Brooke proved it. When I got frustrated with Whitney eating my food again, Brooke backed me up, helped me have a serious conversation about boundaries. When my boss made a passive-aggressive comment about my work, Brooke validated my feelings instead of telling me I was overreacting. And slowly, our friendship started to heal. Meanwhile, the fallout from Sunday dinner continued. Talia's parents had grounded her. At 23, they'd threatened to stop paying her car insurance and phone bill unless she ended things with Damien. She refused. Instead, she moved in with him, posted about it on Instagram. Sometimes the people who judge you the most are the ones who don't understand real love. Building a life with my person. The comments were brutal. Didn't you steal him from your cousin? How romantic. Nothing says true love like cheating. Girl, you're 23. This won't end well. I screenshotted some of them, sent them to Brooke. She laughed. Let her find out the hard way. Think he'll cheat on her too? Absolutely. Give it 6 months. She was wrong. It took 3. I got the call from a mutual friend, Kendall, who'd been the one to send me the original photos. You're not going to believe this. Try me. Damien's been messaging girls on dating apps while living with Talia. You're kidding. I have screenshots. Want me to send them? Obviously. The photos showed Damien's profile on 3 different apps. Single and ready to mingle. Just moved to town and looking to meet new people. Casual drinks? Let's see where it goes. His profile photos were recent, taken in the apartment he shared with Talia. Has anyone told her? I asked. I don't know. I figured you'd want to know first. I thanked her, hung up, stared at my phone. Part of me wanted to tell Talia, warn her. But another part remembered how she'd dismissed my concerns, how she'd claimed their love was different, special. I called Brooke, sent her the screenshots. Wow, she said. That was fast. What do you think? I think she made her bed. Should we tell her? Long pause. Forward everything to me. I'll handle it. 2 hours later, Brooke texted. Done. What did you do? Sent the screenshots to Talia, along with a message. He's doing to you exactly what he did to me. But hey, maybe you're special. I laughed despite myself. Talia didn't respond to Brooke, but she must have confronted Damien because by that evening, her Instagram had been scrubbed of all couple photos. The bio no longer mentioned being in a relationship. The next morning, she posted a long caption. Sometimes we invest in people who don't deserve us. Sometimes we ignore red flags because we want to believe in love. I'm learning that actions matter more than words, and that being alone is better than being with someone who makes you feel alone. No mention of Damien, no apology to Brooke, just vague wisdom that made her sound like the victim. Comments poured in. You deserve better, queen. His loss. Men ain't shit. She's actually getting sympathy, I told Brooke. Of course she is. People love a redemption arc. Doesn't it bother you? Not really. I know the truth. That's enough. But it bothered me. The way Talia had rewritten the narrative, made herself the wounded party, erased her role in the betrayal. 2 weeks later, Talia posted a photo at a coffee shop. New beginnings. Taking time to find myself. She looked thinner, tired, but still trying to project confidence. I showed Brooke. She's playing the heartbreak card. Let her. The people who matter know what really happened. It's just frustrating. Of course it is. But what can we do? Force her to take accountability? People believe what they want to believe. She was right. Still, it rankled. Then something unexpected happened. I got a message request on Instagram from Damien. We need to talk. I stared at it. Considered blocking him, but curiosity won. About what? About the lies people are spreading about me. What lies? Talia's telling everyone I was manipulating her, using her. None of it's true. Interesting, because those screenshots of you on dating apps looked pretty real. Those were old profiles. I forgot to delete them. They had recent photos. Photoshopped. People are trying to make me look bad. You made yourself look bad when you cheated. I didn't cheat. Brooke and I were basically over. That's not what your text messages showed. Silence. Then, look. I'm not proud of how things went down, but I'm not the villain everyone's making me out to be. Then what are you? Someone who fell in love at the wrong time. Someone who made mistakes but had good intentions. I almost laughed. Good intentions? You gaslighted Brooke for weeks. Told her she was too sensitive when she had legitimate concerns. Also, you could justify your affair. It wasn't like that. It was exactly like that. I have the receipts. Everyone's so quick to judge. No one wants to understand that relationships are complicated. They're not that complicated. You don't cheat. It's pretty simple. Whatever. I didn't message you to argue. I messaged to ask you to talk to Brooke. Tell her to stop turning people against me. Brooke hasn't said anything to anyone except the truth. She's making me look like a monster. Again, you did that yourself. I loved her. I really did. Things just got complicated. Because you made them complicated. He stopped responding. I blocked him. Told Brooke about the conversation. She rolled her eyes. He's rewriting history in his own mind. Soon he'll actually believe he's the victim. How are you so calm about all this? Because I'm done caring. He's not worth my energy anymore. And she meant it. Over the following months, Brooke threw herself into her own life. She got a promotion at work, started going to therapy to work through the betrayal, joined a book club, and made new friends. I'm better off, she told me one night over wine. Genuinely better off. I thought he was my future. But he was just a lesson. What did you learn? That I ignored my own instincts because I wanted to believe in something. That I prioritized his comfort over my own boundaries. And that I dismissed people who actually cared about me, like you, because it was easier than facing the truth. You didn't know. I did know. I just didn't want to admit it. She looked at me. You told me he was dismissive, that he didn't value my time. You pointed out every red flag, and I called you jealous. I forgave you for that. I know. But I need to forgive myself for it too. We sat in comfortable silence, watching the sunset from my balcony. Thank you, Brooke said quietly. For what? For not saying, I told you so. For being there even after I treated you like crap. For showing me what real friendship looks like. That's what friends do. Not all of them. She paused. Talia and I used to be close, when we were kids, and she threw that away for a guy who didn't even respect her. Some people have to learn the hard way. I guess I did too. Just took me less time to figure it out. Months passed. Life moved on. Brooke started dating again, carefully, with clear boundaries. I worked on my own issues, the ones Damien had hit on. My tendency to see red flags everywhere. My fear of vulnerability. We were stronger for it, both of us. Then, almost exactly 6 months after the dinner confrontation, my Aunt Gloria called. I need to tell you something, she said, about Talia. My stomach dropped. Is she okay? Physically, yes. But, she sighed. She's been calling me every night, crying. She wants to come home. What happened? That boy, Damien. He's been horrible to her. Controlling. Manipulative. She said he isolates her from friends. Gets angry when she doesn't text back immediately. Monitors her phone. I closed my eyes. Of course he did. She wants to leave him, my aunt continued. But she's scared. And she's embarrassed. After everything that happened, after defending him to all of us, she doesn't know how to admit she was wrong. What do you want from me? I want you to talk to her. You and Brooke. You both got out of bad situations. Maybe you can help her find the courage. I didn't want to. Part of me felt like Talia deserved to figure this out on her own. She'd made her choice. Now she had to live with the consequences. But another part remembered being 23, making mistakes, needing grace. Let me talk to Brooke, I said. See what she thinks? My aunt thanked me profusely, promised to have Talia call. I hung up and immediately called Brooke. Explained the situation. Let me get this straight, Brooke said slowly. Talia, who stole my boyfriend, who betrayed her family, who made me feel crazy for having boundaries, she now wants our help because that same boyfriend is treating her exactly how we said he would? Yes. And your aunt thinks we should help her? She's hoping we will. Long silence. What do you want to do? I don't know. Part of me wants to tell her she made her bed, but part of me feels bad. She's still family, and she's in a potentially dangerous situation. She is, Brooke agreed. But she's also an adult who made informed choices. We told her what he was like. She called us jealous and bitter. I know. More silent. Then Brooke sighed. Okay, I'll talk to her. Really? Not because I forgive her. Not because I think she deserves it. But because nobody deserves to be in an abusive relationship. And if we can help her get out, we should. You're a better person than me. I'm really not. I just know what it's like to be manipulated by him, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone. We set up a meeting. Neutral territory. A coffee shop neither of us frequented. Talia arrived 20 minutes early looking nervous. She'd changed. Lost weight she couldn't afford to lose. Dark circles under her eyes. Her usual confidence gone. Thank you for meeting me, she said quietly when we arrived. Brooke sat across from her. I took the seat beside Brooke. United front. Your mom said you wanted to talk, I said. Talia nodded. Stared at her untouched coffee. I know you hate me. We don't hate you, Brooke said. We're disappointed. There's a difference. I'm sorry for everything. I know it doesn't mean much now, but I need you to know. What changed? I asked. Everything. Talia's voice cracked. He's not who I thought he was. He's not who he pretended to be. He's exactly who we told you he was, Brooke said. Not unkindly, but firmly. I know, okay? I was stupid. and young, and I wanted to believe I was special. You are special, I said. Just not to him. Talia started crying. Not the dramatic sobbing from the dinner. Real, painful tears. He checks my phone every night, reads all my messages, got angry when I went to lunch with a friend from work because I didn't ask permission first. Brooke and I exchanged glances. He tells me I'm lucky he stayed with me after everyone found out, that no one else would want me now. She wiped her eyes. And maybe he's right. He's not, Brooke said firmly. That's what manipulators do. They break you down so you think you need them. I'm so ashamed, Talia whispered. Everyone was right. My parents, my friends, you, and I defended him anyway. Why are you still with him? I asked. I'm scared. Every time I try to leave, he either gets angry or cries. Says he'll change. Promises it'll be different. And I believe him because I want to believe him. That's the cycle, Brooke said. I know. I lived it too. Talia looked up, surprised. You did? He did the same things to me. Not as extreme, but the pattern was there, making me feel like my concerns were invalid, like I was the problem. I thought you were just dramatic. That's what he told me. Of course he did. That's part of the manipulation. Make the new partner think the old partner was crazy. Make you think you're different. Better. But I'm not. Fresh tears. I'm exactly the same. He treats me the same way he treated you. I just couldn't see it before. We sat there while Talia cried. Brooke pushed a napkin across the table, waited for her to compose herself. Do you want to leave him? Brooke finally asked. Talia nodded. But I don't know how. We live together. All my stuff is there, and I'm scared of what he'll do. You need a plan, I said. A safety plan. We spent the next 2 hours helping her strategize. When to leave, how to pack, where to go, who to call for help. Brooke even offered to be there, to help move her things while Damien was at work. You'd do that? Talia asked. After everything? I wouldn't do it for you, Brooke said honestly. I'd do it because no woman should have to escape an abusive relationship alone. Talia broke down again. I'm so sorry. I know I keep saying it, but I am. I destroyed your relation, hurt my family. And for what? For this? You made a mistake, I said. A big one. But everyone deserves a second chance. I don't deserve your help. Maybe not, Brooke agreed. But you're getting it anyway. We finalized the plan. The following Tuesday, while Damien was at his bartending shift, Brooke and I would help Talia pack her essentials. She'd stay with her parents temporarily, then figure out her next steps. Don't tell him you're leaving, Brooke warned. Just go. If you give him warning, he'll manipulate you into staying. What if he tries to find me? Block him everywhere. Change your number if you have to. Your parents can deal with any belongings you leave behind. Talia nodded, taking notes on her phone. When we finally left the coffee shop 3 hours later, she hugged us both. Thank you. Really, I don't deserve this, but thank you. As we walked to our cars, Brooke said, I can't believe we just did that. Having regrets? No, it's just surreal. 6 months ago, she was the villain of my story. Now she's just another person he damaged. Think she'll actually go through with it? I hope so. But who knows? She might change her mind. She didn't. Tuesday arrived and Talia texted right on schedule. He just left for work. I'm ready. We met her at the apartment. The same apartment I'd helped Brooke move out of months earlier. Same layout, same furniture, different victim. Talia had prepared, boxes stacked, bags packed. She moved efficiently, like she'd been planning this for weeks. Just the essentials, she kept saying. I don't want anything that reminds me of him. We loaded my car in under an hour. As we did a final sweep, I noticed photos on the refrigerator. Damien and Talia smiling, happy, the same way he'd looked with Brooke. Leave them, Talia said, following my gaze. Let him remember what he lost. We drove her to her parents' house. Her mom was waiting on the porch, crying with relief. Her dad stood behind her, jaw clenched. As Talia hugged her parents, her dad approached us. Thank you for helping her, for being bigger people than you needed to be. Nobody deserves what Damien does to people, Brooke said simply. Inside, Talia's room looked exactly as she'd left it months earlier. Posters from high school, trophies from soccer, a life she'd abandoned for a man who didn't value her. I'll be okay, she told us as we said goodbye. I have to be. We drove away as the sun set, orange and pink streaking across the sky. That felt good, Brooke said. Helping her? Proving I'm not who Damien said I was. He called me vindictive, bitter, too sensitive. But I just helped the woman who betrayed me escape the same situation I escaped. That's not bitter. That's growth. You're pretty incredible, you know that? She smiled. We both are. Over the next few weeks, Talia stayed quiet. No social media posts, no public statements, just silence as she healed. Then, 3 weeks after her escape, she posted something. A photo of her and her mom, hiking. The caption read, "Sometimes the hardest thing and the right thing are the same thing. Thank you to everyone who helped me find my way back, especially to those I didn't deserve help from. You know who you are." The comments were supportive. Proud of you. Growth looks good on you. Sometimes we have to lose ourselves to find ourselves. Brooke showed me. Think that's about us? Probably. Weird, right? Being thanked for helping someone who hurt us. Weird, but good. Another month passed. Brooke went on a third date with a guy named Connor who actually showed up on time and remembered her coffee order. I started therapy to work on my trust issues. We had weekly dinners, just the two of us, rebuilding what had been damaged. Then Talia called me. Not texted. Actually called. Hey, she said nervously. I know this is random, but I wanted to ask if you and Brooke wanted to get coffee sometime. Not to talk about Damien or anything. Just to, I don't know, start over? I didn't answer immediately. It's okay if you don't want to, she rushed on. I understand. I just thought maybe, let me ask Brooke, I interrupted. I'll let you know. I presented it to Brooke that evening. Her initial reaction was skeptical. Start over? Like pretend nothing happened? I think she means move forward. Not forget, but forgive. I don't know if I can do that. You don't have to. I just wanted to tell you she asked. Brooke thought about it for several days. Finally, she said, okay, one coffee, but I'm not promising anything beyond that. We met the following week. Same coffee shop as before. Talia brought a letter. I wrote everything down, she explained, because I knew I'd forget things or get too emotional. So please, just let me read this. Then we can talk. Brooke nodded. Talia unfolded the paper. Her hands shook. Dear Brooke and cousin, I'm not going to ask you to forgive me because I'm not sure I deserve forgiveness. What I did was inexcusable. I knew you were dating Damien. I knew I was betraying family. I knew I was being selfish. But I did it anyway because I wanted to believe I was special, that what we had was different from what you had with him. I was wrong. About everything. Damien told me you were controlling, that you made him feel trapped, that I was setting him free. I believed him because it made me feel less guilty about what we were doing. But the truth is, you weren't any of those things. You were just dating someone who didn't deserve you. And I was too blinded by my own ego to see that I was doing the exact same thing you'd done, falling for his lies, making excuses for his behavior, ignoring red flags because I didn't want to admit I'd made a mistake. When I moved in with him, I thought I'd won some prize. But all I won was a front row seat to the same manipulation you'd experienced. He isolated me from my friends, controlled my money, made me feel like I was lucky he stayed with me after I'd ruined his relationship with you. He turned me into someone I didn't recognize. Someone small and scared and constantly apologizing for existing. You both showed me what real friendship looks like. When I had nowhere to turn, when I'd burned every bridge, when I didn't deserve anyone's kindness, you helped me anyway. Not because you liked me, not because you'd forgiven me, but because it was the right thing to do. I'm working on becoming someone worthy of that kindness. I'm in therapy. I'm rebuilding relationships with my family. I'm learning to trust my own judgment again. I don't expect us to be friends. I don't even expect you to like me, but I wanted you to know that you saved my life, both of you. And I will spend the rest of my life trying to pay that forward. She folded the letter, looked up with tears in her eyes. Silence settled over the table. Finally, Brooke spoke. Thank you for saying all that, for owning your part in what happened. Talia nodded, wiping her eyes. I'm not ready to be friends, Brooke continued. I might never be ready for that, but I can be civil. We can be cordial at family events. We can exist in the same space without it being awful. That's more than I deserve, probably, but it's what I'm offering. I added, and if you ever need help again, real help, not Damien-related drama, you can call. I might not answer right away, but I won't ignore you. Talia's face crumpled with relief. That's all I can ask for. We finished our coffee, talked about safer things, work, family, the weather. It was awkward and uncomfortable, but it was a start. As we left, Talia hugged us both. I'm going to do better, I promise. In the car, Brooke said, that was harder than I thought it would be. You did good, though. I don't feel good. I feel confused. Like, I want to hate her. It would be easier to hate her, but I can't anymore. She's just another person he damaged. That's empathy. It's a good thing. It's exhausting. Also true. We drove in silence. Then Brooke's phone rang. Connor. She answered on speaker. Hey, are we still on for tonight? Brooke smiled. A real smile. Absolutely. Pick me up at 7? Can't wait. See you then. She hung up. Looked at me. I'm happy. Actually happy. For the first time in months, I'm excited about my life. You deserve that. So do you. When are you going to start dating again? When I'm ready. Fair enough. We pulled up to her place. She grabbed her purse but paused before getting out. Thank you, she said, for everything. For calling me out when I was dismissing your feelings, for being there when Damien showed his true colors, for helping me see that I deserved better. You would have figured it out eventually. Maybe. But it would have taken longer without you. She squeezed my hand. You're the best friend anyone could ask for. Right back at you. She went inside to get ready for her date. I drove home thinking about the past year, about betrayal and forgiveness, about boundaries and growth, about the difference between being too sensitive and standing up for yourself. My phone buzzed. Text from an unknown number. I froze. Last time I got a text from an unknown number, it was photos of Damien and Talia. I opened it hesitantly. Hi, this is Kendall, the one who sent you those photos. Just wanted to check in. I heard Talia left Damien. Is she okay? I relaxed. Replied, she's safe, with her family. Thanks for checking. Good. He's already on the apps again, looking for his next victim. Of course he was. Thanks for the heads up. Anytime. We gotta look out for each other. I saved her number. She was right. We did need to look out for each other. 6 months later, Brooke and Connor were talking about moving in together. Talia had enrolled in community college and was studying social work, hoping to help other women escape abusive relationships. I'd gone on a few dates with someone from my gym. Nothing serious yet, but promising. At Thanksgiving, we all ended up at Aunt Gloria's again. The first family gathering since the infamous dinner. Talia arrived late, nervous, but she'd brought homemade pie, offered to help in the kitchen, kept her head down. Brooke and I were civil, polite. We'd never be close. The betrayal ran too deep for that. But we could coexist. We could be family. Over dinner, my uncle made a toast. To second chances, to family, to forgiveness. Everyone raised their glasses, including me and Brooke, including Talia. As I sipped my wine, I caught Brooke's eye across the table. She smiled. That same real smile she'd been wearing more often lately. We'd survived. Both of us. Stronger for it. Later, as people were clearing plates, Talia approached us carefully. Can I talk to you both? Just for a minute? We followed her to the back porch. The night air was cold, November winds cutting through our clothes. I wanted to tell you something, Talia began. Damien reached out last week. My stomach dropped. What did he want? To get back together. He said he made a mistake, that he missed me, that we were meant to be together. What did you say? Brooke asked. Talia smiled. Actually smiled. I told him I wasn't interested, that I'd learned my lesson, and then I blocked him. Good for you, I said. I also wanted you both to know. I told my story to a domestic violence support group, about how he manipulated me, isolated me, made me believe I was the problem. And 3 women came up to me afterward with similar stories about him. Brooke's eyes widened. 3? At least, probably more. He has a pattern. Find someone young and insecure, love bomb them, then slowly break them down. I was just another name on a long list. Did you report it? I asked. There's nothing to report legally. He never hit me, never threatened me outright, just made my life a psychological nightmare. But I did warn those women, told them to stay away from him. That took guts, Brooke said. I learned from the best. Talia looked at us. You showed me what it means to help people even when they don't deserve it, to be strong enough to do the right thing. I'm trying to pay that forward. Brooke nodded slowly. Keep doing that. Help people. Warn people. Don't let him create more victims. I won't. I promise. We stood there in the cold for another minute. Then Talia said, I should get back inside, but thank you for tonight, for not making this weird. We're not friends, Brooke said, but we're not enemies either. That's enough. That's more than enough. Talia went back inside. Brooke and I stayed on the porch. She's different, I observed. People can change when they want to, when they put in the work. Do you forgive her? Brooke thought about it. I'm working on it. Some days are easier than others, but I think eventually, yeah, I'll forgive her. Not because she deserves it, but because holding on to anger only hurts me. That's very mature of you. Therapy helps, she laughed. Also, being genuinely happy makes it easier to let go of the past. Connor's that great. Connor's amazing. But it's not just him. It's everything. My job, my friendships, my life. For the first time in years, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm happy for you. Your turn next. Maybe. We'll see. We went back inside, rejoined the party, ate pie, laughed with family, acted normal, because that's what we were now. Normal, healed, moving forward. As I drove home that night, I thought about everything that had happened. About Brooke calling me too sensitive while defending Damien, about the dramatic confrontation at dinner, about helping Talia escape, about all of us learning and growing and becoming better versions of ourselves. It wasn't the ending I'd expected a year ago, but it was the right one. My phone buzzed. Text from Brooke. Thank you for being stubborn about boundaries, for not letting me dismiss your feeling, for being right even when I didn't want to hear it. Love you. I smiled. Texted back. Love you too. Now go enjoy your night with Connor. Already am. He made dinner. Actual dinner. Like with vegetables and everything. Keeper? Absolutely. I pulled into my parking spot. Sat in the car for a minute letting the heat run. A year ago, I'd felt crazy. Gaslit. Dismissed. My boundaries had been treated as character flaws. My concerns as overreactions. But I'd been right. About Damien. About the importance of standing up for yourself. About trusting your instincts even when people you love tell you you're wrong. And now everyone else could see it too. Sometimes being too sensitive is just being the first person to notice something's wrong. Sometimes making everything a big deal is actually having standards. Sometimes the problem isn't your feelings. It's the people who want you to ignore them. I learned that the hard way. So did Brooke. And so did Talia. But we learned it. That's what matters. I got out of the car, went inside, made tea, settled onto my couch with a book. My phone buzzed one more time. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something made me check. Hi, this is Lauren. I met Talia at the support group. She said you might be willing to talk to me about leaving my boyfriend. He does the same things her ex did. I'm scared. Can you help? I stared at the message, thought about everything I'd been through, everything I'd learned. Then I typed, of course. When can you talk? Because that's what we do. We help, we warn, we support. We refuse to let manipulators win. I spent the next hour on the phone with Lauren, gave her the same advice we'd given Talia. Make a plan, document everything. Don't tell him you're leaving. Thank you, she said when we finished. I've been trying to leave for months. Everyone said I was overreacting, that I should try harder. You're not overreacting, I said firmly. Trust your instincts. That's what Talia said you'd say. She's right. After we hung up, I texted Talia. Lauren called, I'm helping her. Thank you for giving her my number. Thank you for showing me how to pay it forward. I went to bed that night feeling purposeful. Like everything I'd been through, all the pain, all the betrayal, all the fighting for my own boundaries, had led to this, to helping other women stand up for themselves. The next morning, I woke to more messages. 3 women from the support group, all asking for help, all trying to leave toxic situations. I spent my Saturday making calls, offering advice, connecting people to resources. By evening, I'd helped 4 women make plans to leave abusive partners. Brooke called as I was making dinner. I heard you spent the day helping women leave bad relationships. Talia told you? She posted about it on the support group page. Said you were a lifesaver. I'm just doing what you did for her. We should formalize this, Brooke said thoughtfully. Start something official. A network for women who've been through this. Who can help others get out? Like what? I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out. Want to help? Obviously. We spent the next few months building it. A website, a hotline, a network of volunteers. All women who'd escaped toxic relationships and wanted to help others do the same. Talia joined as a volunteer. So did Kendall. So did Lauren and the other women from the support group. We called it Trust Your Instincts, a resource for women who'd been told they were too sensitive, too dramatic, too much. Women who needed permission to believe their own experiences. The response was overwhelming. Within 2 months, we'd helped over 50 women make safety plans. Within 6 months, that number tripled. Local news picked up the story. Former victims help others escape abuse. We did an interview, Brooke, Talia, and I, sitting together telling our stories. I was told I was too sensitive, Brooke said. When I questioned my boyfriend's behavior, he made me feel crazy. It wasn't until my best friend showed me proof that I realized I'd been right all along. I was the other woman, Talia admitted. I thought I was special. But I was just another victim of the same manipulation. When I tried to leave, I didn't know how. These women saved my life. We all saved each other, I said. That's the point. Women have been told forever that their feelings don't matter, that they're overreacting. But our feelings are usually telling us exactly what we need to know. We just need to learn to trust them. The interview went viral. Comments poured in from women sharing similar stories. I thought I was the only one. This happened to me too. Thank you for speaking up. We expanded, created support groups in 3 cities, trained more volunteers, partnered with domestic violence shelters. A year after the infamous dinner, we held our first fundraiser. Over 200 people attended, including Talia's parents, who donated money to the cause, including Connor, who'd helped build our website, including Kendall, who'd created our social media presence. Even Whitney, my former roommate who used to eat my leftovers, showed up. I'm sorry for dismissing your boundaries, she said. I didn't understand what a big deal it was until I read your story. Thank you, I said, genuinely surprised. The fundraiser raised $30,000, enough to keep our hotline running for a year, enough to help hundreds more women. As the night wound down, Brooke, Talia, and I stood together, watching people mingle and share their stories. We did this, Brooke said softly. We turned something terrible into something meaningful. We did, Talia agreed. And I'm so grateful. For second chances, for forgiveness, for being given the opportunity to be part of something bigger than myself. I looked at them both, my best friend who'd learned to listen, my cousin who'd learned to take accountability. We'd all grown, changed, become better. You know what the best part is? I said. What? They asked in unison. Nobody can ever call us too sensitive again, because we took those feelings, those instincts they tried to dismiss, and we built something that saves lives. Brooke raised her glass to being too sensitive. Talia raised hers to trusting our instincts. I raised mine to second chances and new beginnings. We clinked glasses, drank, smiled, because we'd survived, and we'd helped others survive too. That's the story of how my best friend said I was too sensitive until her boyfriend did the same thing to her. How we both learned to trust ourselves, how we turned pain into purpose, and how sometimes being told you're too much just means you're exactly enough.